What is poppin', everybody? My name is Justin Woodward, co-founder of The Mix, Black Voice in Gaming, and XP. Thank you guys for joining us. We have another Black Voice in Gaming showcase that we are presenting to you courtesy of the Game Awards. So shout out to the Game Awards and all of our hosts, Christine, Derek, and Destiny. Of course, you guys are so awesome. I mean, we got tons of games. We are showcasing a musical guest. It is going to be a great day in gaming and supporting the culture. So without further ado and prolonging things, let's get the ball rolling.
Thanks for the intro, Jay. What's up, fam? It's good to be back. We missed you. So we're popping back in before the year ends. We're working with the Game Awards to wrap up this year, and we're taking a look at some of the things we've accomplished as a community from past to present. So we're checking in with some of the dope guests and adding some surprises to the In the Ear with a bang. Let's be real though. BVIG is about celebrating Black achievements in the game industry year-round. Black Voices in Gaming has evolved from a showcase to a nonprofit organization dedicated to accelerating the careers of professionals in the game industry. You may be wondering, how do you guys get all that done? Well, our mission has always been to create a supportive space where industry professionals can access funding, connect with like-minded folks, and engage with mentors who can help them achieve their goals. We're kicking it off in style, guys, with several hosts, me being one of them, and I'm so excited to be back co-hosting Black Voices in Gaming. I'm Destiny, and if you know me, you know I'm usually juggling a bunch of things at once, from leading Dames to Games to working with other amazing organizations in the industry. Being a part of Black Voices in Gaming has always been very special to me and something I'm extremely proud of. But before we dive into today's awesome show, let me pass the mic to my amazing co-hosts so they can introduce themselves.
Des, it is always a joy to be joining you on another showcase for Black Voices in Gaming. My name is Derek Fields. I'm a game designer and professor, and recently turned low-poly VTuber. The things are happening. As an indie studio founder and an educator, I've supported Black Voices in Gaming for many years, and now developing education around game entrepreneurship. But I'm not the only co-host helping to bring in the support. Who else is here with us?
I, Christine. Thank you so much, Derek and Des. I've been in the industry for 9+ years as a content creator, an advocate, an all-around human that is working on global domination. I'm a variety gaming content creator. I do reactions. I advocate for mental health. I advocate for Black creators, for gaming creators, for everyone. But enough about me. I'm super honored to be a part of Black Voices in Gaming. That's really freaking awesome. Thank you so much. But before we continue on with the show, let's thank our sponsors. First, we'd like to thank our silver sponsors for all of their support. PlayStation, we've got ID at Xbox, and we've got Riot. We'd also like to give a special shout out to our additional partners, Raw Fury, one of our partners from the beginning. There's Razer, and then there's also Wilson Sonsini. So thank you so much.
That's right. And while we're at it, let's not forget our broadcasting partners. Those include Twitch Gaming, IGN, GameSpot, and Steam. And while I have you on the subject of Steam, I need to relay to you the ever enduring important message of to please support Black Voices in Gaming on Steam. Wishlist those games, buy the available games. Remember, those wish lists do help devs a lot.
Ooh, that was a lot. Okay, so I'm going to roll back in with just another quick announcement before we jump into the showcase. If you want to donate to Black Voices in Gaming's PayPal, here's your chance. Also, if you want to check out some of the dope merch we have, hoodies, t-shirts, hats, keychains, stickers, make sure to check it out on our website. And remember to follow BVIG on all of our social platforms. That's Twitter, that's Black Voices in Gaming on YouTube and Instagram, and we're on Blue Sky now, so go check us out there. Now let's get into it. We're gonna take you back. We're going to get in the time machine. We're going to take you back, and we're going to check in with some of our past guests to see what they've been up to since being on BVIG.
Hey, what's good? My name is Graham Reed, also known as Graham of Legend, and I'm a Jamaican born and raised indie game developer based in New York. I'm currently a solo dev, which means that I predominantly work by myself. From the business side of things to art direction, programming, all of that is all just me. I have a few collaborators though, especially Fat Bard, who does all the music and sound for my game. As for my games, I made a few mobile games in the past, and most recently I released a game called Super Space Club, which is a dope, vibes-filled space shooter, which came to Steam and Xbox. My latest game is a tiny little game called Our Lands, which is a cozy island builder where you build bespoke little lands for quirky little characters. You know, it's just supposed to be something that's unlike Super Space Club, which was very hectic and action-based. It was still zen, but you know, very much score-driven. Our Lands is just something where you're supposed to just chill. You're supposed to just relax and embrace your inner creativity. Now, as an island boy, I never really knew much about the game industry, at least not behind the scenes, because I grew up playing games since as far as I can remember. I grew up playing Super Nintendo and came straight up. And I always used to read EGMs. I used to be on G4 every day, watching X-Play, all that stuff. But as far as making a game goes, I never really knew how that worked. I thought you had to be, you know, in a big company over at Nintendo or Sony or something. But it turns out you'd have to do any of that. But I, as a child, I didn't know that. I didn't have a face like mine, a voice like mine, a Jamaican, a black person, someone who is an immigrant to this country. I never had anyone to look up to like that. And that's why I think it's important that I'm here now, I have friends here now who are doing this and showing up for the future generations. So that way we can just make a future where we're all represented, where our voices are all heard, our stories are told, our culture is shared. And speaking of black voices in gaming, I'm really happy they exist because without this group, there's so many people I wouldn't have known, so many dope developers, so many just cool faces all around. They are fighting for people like me to have a voice, to have a say, a space at the table, a seat at the table. And it's just very valuable, and I'm really happy for that. As a culture, I feel like we're always adding our own special sauce to things. And we need more of that, right? We need more just culture, more dope things from all around the world. And with spaces like this, I think that helps to elevate all of our voices. We need games that are for us, by us. That way we can share our games, share our culture, share our narratives to people that we are represented, we can feel seen, and also they can learn from us, you know? With all of that said, I'd love if you could go and wish this Our Lands on Steam. It'd mean the world to me. And yeah, just follow me along my journey. Let's make it happen. Peace.
Hey, I'm CryoGX. I'm a solo developer working on my upcoming 2D platformer, Avid Neon.
I'm an artist, musician, programmer turned game dev. I've been making stuff for fun as long as I can remember. And I became a solo developer because I both wanted to make good on my childhood dreams, and because I don't trust the industry, any industry actually, to not chew me up, spit me out, or otherwise attach strings to my passions, success, and overall well-being. To me, a voice is simply your intention as a creator. Everyone has one. To be heard is to let that intention come through, as intact as possible, ideally without feeling that cold hand of corporate interest running down your back the entire time. In my opinion, this is where Black Voices in Gaming excels. It's helping small marginalized creators like myself make the things that we intend to make without stifling us for their own interest. This help includes things like funding, establishing connections, and general wisdom from people from all aspects of the industry who are much more experienced and wiser than I am. And that's where the main impact of all of this is for me. It's restoring my faith in the games industry at large. It feels great to know that all of these similarly creative people are trying their hardest to make the games industry more accessible to those qualified and more consistent to actually stay in. Y'all ever see those Dark Souls Humanity Restored memes? Prime example. There are so many creators out there like me who represent by simply existing with their interests and passions. And initiatives like Black Voices in Gaming set an example for the industry as a whole to follow by simply helping people as people first and not as monetary investment. Because for me, it's my passion, my hard work, my goals, my voice. And ideally, every marginalized creator out there should be able to confidently feel the same.
Hey, what's good? I'm Love, and this is my brother Light.
What's up? We're co-founders of the small game studio Kaizen Creed, working on our first title, 5 Force Fighters. We spent years teaching ourselves the ins and outs of game development. Our journey has been challenging, but extremely fulfilling due to the support of our friends, family, and fans of our projects, and last but not least, the team at Black Voices in Gaming.
No, for sure. BVIG has amplified our reach to wider audiences by providing opportunities for us to showcase 5 Force Fighters at in-person events such as Day of the Devs, LA Comic-Con, The Mix, and a lot of other events. We're a part of a community that fosters long-lasting connections and growth with other studios and independent developers just like ourselves. Being able to project our stories to what seemed like unreachable ears was only possible due to the team and our friends at BVIG, and for that we thank you guys wholeheartedly.
We all have a story to tell, big or small, high fantasy, or something a lot closer to home. For us, we put our lives experiences into our work. From our love to anime and cartoons, listening to Suku's, Kendrick, and Ashake's music, to playing games we love, such as Zelda, Tactics Ogre, and Melty Blood. All of these have shaped our lives, and it's important that our stories are heard. You'll never hear our voices clearly unless you stop, listen, and play 5 Force Fighters.
And with that, we'd like to thank all you guys for listening. Thank BVIG for getting our voices out there, and we'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Hello, my name is Estelle Matapelo Makoba. I am the gameplay engineer and founder at Tiny Baby Crown Games. Tiny Baby Crown Games is a studio that is based in South Africa. We focus on making games that are accessible and for the whole family. The main mechanic of the game is the imagination mechanic, which basically allows you to change the world around you using your imagination. So, for instance, Lego blocks might become spikes, water might become lava, and cookies might become coins. And it basically allows you to see the same exact world differently. We basically wanted to make a game that is accessible, engaging, and for the whole family, with a good story. We plan on releasing the game in the third quarter of 2025. Please follow us on all our social media for more updates.
I was gonna be like, yo, that was toy, because we had this whole conversation behind the scenes.
You could have dropped the nice. Nice, you're nice.
Noise. But no, that was really cool seeing everybody come back and kind of seeing where they're at on their projects right now. Hi, Christine, what'd you think?
It was really, really cool to see. It's very inspiring to see everybody's journey and how they've been working on things and, their progress and everything.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things is getting to connect with the developers and have a conversation with them, see what's up, see how the development is going. And part of the joy of being here is getting an opportunity to get a look at the different lens, some of the other roles that are contributing to games to make them such a successful experience, which is why I'm looking forward to our next guest.
Who's our next guest?
Oh, right. I should probably give you that too. So, I expressed all this excitement, and then I left you hanging on the edge of the cliff for you to assume who our next guest might be. No, we get the privilege of reconnecting with Sam Barrett, or you reconnecting with Sam Barrett, me meeting Sam Barrett for the first time, the voice actor from Baldur's Gate, an actor who has contributed voice roles to Baldur's Gate 3 and many other titles. So let's see what it's all about.
Hold up. One more step and I put a bolt through your eye.
Well, I'll be God's damned. The Blade of Frontiers. Thought I'd shaken you for good. But still, you can give me something that'll let me touch again, right? Safely?
Yes, but...
That's all I need to know. Do it. Please.
There's the train!
Can you get us any closer?
I'll try.
Hey, you've earned this. Don't you forget that. Besides, didn't you want the chance to show those losers in accounting how it gets done?
You're right. It just doesn't feel real to me yet.
You're just too used to being underestimated and ignored by a bunch of relics in their stuffy suits. Talking of stuffy suits, here comes one now.
Ladies, how are we this fine morning?
My name is Thomasina Bateman. I'm here to visit a local landmark, Hobbs Barrow. Surely you don't believe these tales of goblins and curses to be true? Is there a single barrow in England that doesn't have some ghastly tale attached to it?
Hey everybody, we're back and I'm excited to introduce our first BAFTA nominated for performer in leading role, Samantha Bayard. You may know her from some of the games like Baldur's Gate 3, where she played one of my favorite characters, Karlach. She also played Thomasina in Hobbs Barrow and other games including Demon Souls and Solitaire Conspiracy, and most recently, Locomotive. Sam, thanks so much for taking time to be here. I'm super excited to talk and chat with you again. How have you been?
Thanks for having me. It's been quite a whirlwind, hasn't it? We were just saying we last spoke in March, which is 1,000,000 years ago, technically. The BAFTAs had just happened, so yeah, I'd say it's slowed down a bit. That's because I've kind of got off the hype train to have a little breather for the next month, and then I've got to get back on the hype train, and I'll be back in the States doing more cons and everything. It's just very exciting. Yeah, it's been wild. That's one way of putting it. It's been quite a time.
That's good though, right? We want it to be wild, and we want it to be good. We gotta treasure them, yeah.
Yeah, but, absolutely. No, it's the actor thing. It's the hurry up and wait. You literally wait years for this sort of thing, and then it's 10 years in 1 year. It's just all in one go. So yes, I'm very appreciative of it. Everyone's just been so wonderful. It just can be quite overwhelming sometimes. But,
right.
You're famous, baby. You're famous.
This is true, and I'm really grateful that we were able to catch you for yet another beat. Between all of the busyness, it's a busy season all around. And without that, I'm glad we're able to take the opportunity to talk to you and talk a little bit more deeply about some of the acting aspects when it comes to gaming and when it comes to how you perform as a voice actor. I'm going to get right into the hard questions, the hardest of them all, and that's, what's your favorite color? Let's dig in. I do want to dig in and understand, what it takes to be a voiceover artist and perform in the capacity that you do. And so, of course, the highlight, your performance as Karlach in Baldur's Gate 3 is a fan favorite. Their fiery spirit and heartfelt depth, I think, resonates, undoubtedly with a wide audience. Would you care to explain how you approached bringing such a complex and multifaceted character to life? Specifically, were there any personal experiences or backgrounds that you might have drew from to perform in that role?
Sure. So I think just at the get-go, really, I should make it very clear that I'm an actor. I'm not a voice actor. I'm not a voice artist. If you're getting one voice with me, you're getting maybe 5 voices with me. I just worked with 2 guys yesterday who would describe themselves as voice actors, and they're working every day because they'll do 20, 30 voices for a video game. I'm going to do 1. So, and most of us are Shakespearean trained. In the UK, it's a very different market. In the US, you can make a living from voice. It's just more work. Not so much. We haven't got the dubbing, ADR, that work to sustain somebody. So traditionally, we train in theatre, which for someone like Baldur's Gate is brilliant because that was fully mocapped by the same actors.
Yeah.
It's fair to say it's a truly collaborative experience as well because we had a team of engineers, directors, writers, devs, obviously, testers. And the way the pipeline worked is, you do a bit that gets sent off, approved, not approved, and then you build on that, you iterate on that. But even within the acting process, it wasn't something that happened either before or after we came along. What does it take? Wow. A lot of empathy and imagination, I think, with a fantasy character like that. As much as I'd love to say that I have loads in common with Karlach, I don't. As you can imagine, I used to lift quite a lot, but I wasn't as stiff in the shoulders as I decided to make her. I'm more of a legs day person. Yeah. But she is an interesting one. I think when I first read the script, I could see trauma was going to be the heart of everything she does, including the jokes that she makes all the way through, because I knew that, you know, I guess for her, being very, they're not going to be open about that. Oh, by the way, this is what's happened to me. Because I think in her eyes, at least, she thinks she's a liability. So she hides that very well until she can't hide that anymore. And I'll leave that there, and you know exactly what I'm talking about there, that scene. And so I went in every session knowing that that was the big secret, or the big despair at the center of everything, and the lack of time. I feel time very keenly. I'm happy to say I haven't got some sort of life-shortening, chronic or terminal anything, touch wood, but I am very aware that time is short. So like even when we were recording, I had a day job as well. So I was going in at evenings and weekends, and it was very, come on, let's go guys, let's get this done. And that's very like, we haven't got forever, let's go. And I really benefited from, I wasn't in early access, but I benefited from everybody else's sacrifice, because you know, the writers took a lot of that feedback and put it straight into the character. So there I am, not once a month or a couple times a month, every other day, just going in and doing this character consistently. And that was really helpful for not just the story, but the momentum, the feel of her. I've got a big red button for injustice. That's where I get angry. I think when I was younger, probably had anger issues. I've worked through that, but ironically, being that when in the UK, at least in my drama school experience, the big note for everybody is, you know, don't rush to anger. It's quite a petty emotion. So there's all these other ones you can try, and they kind of beat the anger out of you. But for Carlac, that's all we wanted. So
okay,
vindicating. Now I've got to remember all the other ones exist too for future roles. But it was just, yeah, it's very easy for me to go into that and back out again. I don't know if it's my mother's Jamaican, my late father's Irish. That's always the thing, right? You know, you have those, you know, people come in and they see the screaming matches and you go, no, that's how we communicate.
Yeah.
It's not, this is how we talk to each other. It's totally cool. And that's what it is. It's not like a rage. It's just that, you know, quick to spark and then to come back down again. I guess that was quite helpful. I was dealing with a chronic illness diagnosis at the time. But I wasn't thinking about it. It'd be great to go, oh yeah, I was just like her. We were both coming to terms with, you know, something that's quite limiting. But that isn't true. What actually happened was she was an amazing escape for me. And I think a lot like the people that have played this incredible video game is that it's an escape from things, as well as realizing things about yourself and role playing, all the good stuff. But I think it also is quite entertaining. So I had the best time with her. I'm just a very empathetic person, I think. You know, I'm about to do something. I started recording something yesterday. It's very much set in the real world and pretty grim, actually. And again, it's an experience that I've not had, even within the real world. That's all I'll say. But I just thought, yeah, I'm glad I'm not Method, because this would have it's gonna send me over the edge quite easy. It's a very dark kind of role coming up.
Right.
Oh man.
Yeah, and that's where the theatre, just round it up to my first point, is just like that's where the theatre training comes in. You know, you very much leave this stuff behind. It's play. You know, it's a safe place to explore this sort of stuff, and then you can leave it behind.
I think that's really important. You hear a lot about actors who take on roles that have like just mentally changed them in negative ways. But what I think is really incredible, and I've never been to acting school, but I feel like they probably teach you, if you don't already have a lot of empathy, to empathize with your characters. That way you can portray them as authentically as possible. And so the question I was going to ask is kind of like, how long did it take you to really feel like you were Carlac? Like, was it a role that you were just able to step into and you were like, I got this? Or was there like a lot of back and forth and a lot of notes until you felt really comfortable playing her?
No, I mean, they seem to have employed me on this for my instinct. They seem to like what I gave, which is great. It made it a lot quicker. made it pretty easy. But I think that was across the board. There isn't that sort of time. Of course, every video game is so different, more so than within film and theatre, like, because it is asking you to use, like, so Baldur's Gate, I can't work out whether that's more like film or theatre, because, okay, so it's a black box, you're not in the costume, you look nothing like the character, it's all in the physical, it's all in the mask, in the body, I use lab and efforts, all of that sort of thing. But you've also got cameras everywhere. You're also doing it one line at a time. There's no follow through unless it's a big monologue or something. So it's asking a lot of you. And then you've got the other technical thing of projection. You're in a fantasy game, you're in a game with lots of spells, you're gonna have to yell for a few hours at a time, not lose your voice. So there's all these different things coming together, and I can't quite work out which one it is. But
that's fair.
Yeah, it's just something really special about that particular. Remind me of what your question is, because I think I've missed something.
No, I mean, like, I feel like you answered the question. Mine was kind of like when you auditioned and you said, like, kind of felt like you hit all the spots that they wanted for Karlach. For you, did it take you time to feel like, okay, yeah, now I really feel like I'm really encompassing this role?
Okay, gotcha. Right, so what happened was, tonally, she was a bit more of an edgelord when she came in. And as far as I know, and I'm quoting Sarah Bayless, so don't at me, or at Sarah Bayless, who wrote all of Karlach's dialogue, she did say in the interview she did with Idle Champions that Karlach was too similar to Lae'zel. So they changed her. She was this badass. But I like what they did with her. She was pretty arrogant, and I know that in D&D, you can roll a 1 really easy. Like, some people you're gonna fail. I mean, I know there's a point in real life you just get to a point you're strong enough to always hit that thing, right? But in D&D, it can be very humbling. And I thought, oh, she's just going to look like an arse, when she rolls, she's just a braggart, or at least that's how I was playing it. And then it came back with just a bit more, more of a sense of humour and humility and all those sorts of things. But I think most of that was in the writing, some of that was in the performance. But I just did what they asked me to, and they didn't replace me, which is kind of amazing.
That means you did an incredible job.
That happens a lot. People find out they've been recast when the game comes out.
Oh, wow.
If they're lucky, they'll have got an email about it. But most, you're a session musician, you go and you do your thing and you hope they like it, and that's it. There's nothing else.
I did not know that. I did not know that.
It seems to be a practice across the board. It seems to be a practice. And
like that.
I'm very, like, a tip I'm giving to actors getting into games at the moment is, can you just show some interest in it, please? Because it's going to really help you. We can ask them to keep spreadsheets with all our names on and contact us when it's okay to talk about a game when the NDA is dropped, or it's okay to reveal what the title is so we can put it on our CVs, because that's a real crediting is a problem, and I know it's from devs as well sometimes. Especially if you've been cut. What if you put it down and you're not actually in it anymore? So it goes both ways. But like, maybe actors need to be a bit more inquisitive about the medium they're in and a bit respectful of it. Because I know, like, by the time we were meeting casting directors in the third year at drama school, they're saying, if you want to go up for theatre, and you need to know, like, every play out there. That you're not going to get away with it, right? This idea of, like, kind of like Shakespeare, just tell me what it is or work it. You have to know that backwards or forget it. And it'd be the same in TV. If you want to be in TV, be interested in what's happening. And for some reason, with video games, there's no requirement to be interested in it. And I think that's where a lot of people are. Okay, and I know, like, there's an over use of NDAs to the point where you signed an NDA and they're still not telling you what you're in, which I like to call the double NDA. But a lot of the time, I did Demon's Souls remake, and they didn't want to tell me what it is. I was using there was a third party. I wasn't directly working with Bluepoint, and it said you died, and I'm going, is this a Souls game? And they're like, it's a Souls game, isn't it? It's called Souls. I know what it is. Thank you very much. I'm still not going to tell anyone what it is. So I sort of wish that actors would just be a bit more prepared, because you can have all the performance and the instinct, but if you don't know you're in it until someone tells you that your trailer was at the Game Awards and they think they recognise you, which happens to everyone, by the way. Everyone has had that experience. Wow. Well, they used to. Yeah. So we're even with the union in the UK, Equity, which is the actors union in the UK, we're trying to get some guidance down, especially when you've got a medium that people who are involved in it are not participating.
Yeah.
That is wild. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm still just blown away that, like, sometimes you guys don't know until someone else is like, hey, I heard your voice in this trailer.
Most of the time for most actors. The only other person I know who's able to deduce is Ben Starr. He's a massive nerd. Between the pair of us, we'll work it out. We will work it out. It's a surprise now when you get a role and you go into record. I'm talking like one session, because again, I'm not playing 5-10 different voices. I'm doing one part, so I'll do one session a lot of the time, and the surprise when they tell you what it is sometimes. Oh man, that's great, lovely. Yeah, I've played those. I know, I'm a fan. Right. Yeah, thank you.
Right. You know, I wonder how that might maybe shift one's perspective during the performance. This actually gets at the heart of the next question that I was really curious about, because, you know, having worked on games like Baldur's Gate and Hobbs Barrow and Solitaire Conspiracy and now recently Locomotive, there is this unique collaboration between actors and voice actors who are shaping an interactive experience. How do you think I guess you in some ways described like one facet of how that dynamic is. How do you look to the future of collaboration in this medium? You know, I heard some threads that could be tugged on maybe how this could feel a little bit more collaborative, maybe how this could how we could do a little bit more work in some of the areas where this information is obfuscated from the performer. So yeah, I'm very curious to know.
I think maybe some of the I don't say problem, but the difference, let's say, between games and all other entertainment media is, I guess, games is coming in from tech. Everyone is so siloed, and you know, you come in, you're plugged in, and you finish, you're unplugged, and off you go. And I find games is the most collaborative of all. There's no other medium that the audience is part of the process of creation, right? I mean, we're all going through, we all have testers at some point in the process, even when it's an indie game. And like looking at what's coming up, I've got 8 games coming up. I just looked, including some demos, right? Demos and stuff. What did I write? You know, and they're just so different from each other. What I'm hearing now, Derek, is that some people do table reads, like we do in film theatre and TV. Very quickly, if you're looking for chemistry, you can see whether that works or not. That's, you know, half an hour of material. You'll see very quickly. You don't have to put something through the entire dev pipeline to see and test it and spend millions to find out actually you don't like that casting, or you could have more of that character or whatever. That's happening more. Yesterday, this one I did yesterday, I don't really want to say too much about it, but it's very different to things I've done before in form. That was well, first of all, I had my performance played back to me, which was really weird. So you had the whole thing. We recorded in situ. If you get, I don't know when this is going out, but if you look at my Blue Sky at the moment, which is a baby account, a little baby account, and I think on my Twitter as well, there's a picture on set, and it is a set. It's a real life house that we're doing it in, recorded on phones. That's all I'm going to say about that much. But you're literally hearing everything. You're hearing, we're overlapping lines. It's going to sound very, very natural. I don't know if you're a pure voice actor and you only act from the neck up. I'm not sure how you're going to be able to do that. There's a lot of moving around. We had to have a fight, also not physical fight, but you know, there's a lot of movement and bad juju in the room in a fun way. I like the idea. You know, then you get people like Sam Barlow and Remedy Games who are using film more and more. That requires more of the acting. That's going to require, I mean, I know Sam Lakepost is going to start, he really likes working with film crews rather than trying to work out how they work. Why not collaborate with them? So it's pulling another discipline in. On Baldur's Gate, lots of theatre actors, theatre directors, all sorts of, you know, movement people. I think it's a wonderful thing because it is the biggest form of entertainment. A lot of people don't know that. And so if we are pulling people from other disciplines, music's another one. Sometimes you get more interactive. You get a character that's in the, you know, Stray Gods, where you're writing the words of the musical, the actual musical. I think it's just such a wonderful thing. I just wish we could all be in the room together a lot more.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you brought that up, because I think gaming is a collaborative kind of force, especially in the indie game scene. Like we're really like pulling from all different kinds of places, and it should be like that. Like we should be working together across the board, because I think the more people you have working together and bringing in different ideas, you're able to create some really beautiful things. But we are winding down to the end of our time. But I just have like one little question to ask you right before we wrap everything up. What is your favorite line from any of the games that you've ever been in? I know I'm putting you on the spot, but I just want to know. I want to know, because I have a favorite line.
My favorite lines from a game that I've been, because it's so hard to choose what favorite line, but it's all overall, but just because it's a unique line in that it's platonic. It's thanks for listening, for existing, love you. and it's a platonic line, and I've never had a platonic line like "I love you" directed at me in a game. So I thought that was special.
Yeah,
I like
that's wonderful.
that. I was gonna say my favorite line, but it's terrible compared to yours.
You will shift the tone right away.
It's a completely different game. I did the narrative design for the Monster High game Skulltimate Secrets, and I was just so proud of this line. And then it's not even a line that people speak, but if you know Monster High, it's like it's a Mattel IP, and there are these dolls, and they're fashion dolls. But there's a point where you go into the store, and there's a clerk there, and before you leave, she always says, gone. Now I'm like forgetting it. She always says, like, if looks could kill, remember we aim to slay. And I was just like, I'm a genius. That's the best line. But okay, enough about me and my corny little lines, which I absolutely love. Sam, if more people wanted to find out about you, the games that you might have coming out in the future, will have coming out in the future, where can they find you?
Yes, unfortunately, thanks to Elon Musk, there is now 2 voids that I have to scream into.
Yeah.
It's Samantha Bayard at Twitter and Blue Sky. I'm trying to keep that to a minimum. Do not make me join Instagram.
Please, no more.
I do a show called It Takes a Village. Currently, it's archived on YouTube. We try and do it live. We do it live on Twitch. Just taking a break at the moment. And you get to ask questions of my guest live. It's about shining a spotlight on folks who make our video games. So that's something that's also really cool. We'll be coming back in a year, I promise. I've promised a lot of people.
Guys, go check it out. It's incredible. I have listened to some of the podcasts, and I don't really listen to podcasts like that, but it's really, really cool. But Sam, thanks again for taking time to come on and talk with us about Karlach and all the wonderful things you're doing. And we are about to go into our next segment of Spotlights. So, of course, you guys have seen, we are taking a look at some of the past guests who have come on, and we're trying to catch up, see what they've been doing since they've been on the showcase. So please stay tuned, because we have 5 more guests up next.
If you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, and I know you are, then consider supporting our industry professionals through PayPal. Donations to Black Voices in Gaming go toward our mission to helping game studio entrepreneurs succeed.
All right, so we've had an excellent segment of Spotlights that came before, and we're going to go right into another segment of Spotlights for you now. Let's roll it.
Question: what was the worst nightmare you've ever had? Now imagine that you're stuck in that nightmare. No escape, no way out, no way to wake up. Naturally, you're probably gonna freak out, which is totally fine, pretty justified. It's okay to not be okay. But the thing is, when you're not okay, how do you move forward? And that is the question at the heart of She Dreams Elsewhere, a surreal adventure RPG based around dreams, nightmares, and finding hope in the darkness. You play Estalia, trapped in a twisted dreamscape where she must confront her inner demons, unravel how she got here, and, if she's lucky, uncover a way to finally wake up. It's a deeply personal story that explores real-world themes such as mental health and self-identity, blended in strategic turn-based combat, mind-bending levels, and a visually striking world that's just begging to be explored. If this is your first time hearing about the game, welcome. Glad to have you here. And if not, you might be thinking, Davion, it's been a good few years now. Wasn't this supposed to come out like 5 pandemics ago? And you're right, it was. But I'm terrible at time management, and so here we are all these years later. Look, I know it's been a long time, but I've poured every ounce of blood, sweat, and tears into this game, into making it something truly special. It's not done yet, but we're in the final stretch, and the game will finally be in your hands soon. She Dreams Elsewhere will be launching on PC, Xbox Game Pass, and Nintendo Switch sometime soon. In the meantime, if you like what you see, go ahead and give that wishlist button a little smooch, tell all your friends, and follow us on social media for future updates. Until then, thank you all for the love and support. have a safe and happy holiday season, and I will see you in the new year.
Hey everyone, my name is Evan Washington, and I am an artist here in the video game industry here in San Diego, California. I've been in the industry since about 2007, I'd say. Started off doing QA for a mobile team, then eventually got into the console space doing QA, and then from there made it into the art department at one of PlayStation's scan teams here out in San Diego, and was doing that pretty much on and off since 2009. So I've had a lot of experience working on some of PlayStation's bigger titles like Spider-Man, Last of Us 2, or Death Stranding. I definitely have worked on some pretty interesting titles, and hopefully you guys out there have enjoyed some of them. I've also, in parallel to that, have had the luck to be part of Interrobang Entertainment, an indie dev team, and we're currently working on our latest title, Jay and Silent Bob's Chronic Blunt Punch, coming out hopefully to you folks really soon. So keep a lookout for that. And yeah, I've had an amazing time in this industry. It's something that I wouldn't change for anything. Just getting to work with some of the people that I've worked with and learning from them and getting to meet all sorts of just talented individuals. It's been a blast. One of the things that I think is great about representation in gaming is that everyone, I think, has a story to tell. And this is a medium in which I think anyone can tell it, anyone can create art, and anyone can participate. So thanks, Black Voices in Gaming, for letting me be a part of this. Thanks.
Hey there, I'm Glenn Henry, face and fingers behind Sprite Wrench, a solo game development business based in Kingston, Jamaica, in which I make games that make you think and feel. Through Sprite Wrench, I've had the pleasure of working on titles such as Shiny Gauntlet, Grim and Tonic, and On the Peril of Pirates. And the driving force behind my work is to showcase that there is a sustainable path and place for Caribbean creators in the wider gaming industry. Right now I'm working on Sunken Stones, a turn-based puzzle strategy game about pirate captains, their crew, and cursed treasure. The game is all about gathering a motley crew together, each of them having their own unique abilities, and learning how to deploy them to the board so that you can survive as long as possible. And it's quite tough. If that sounds interesting to you, feel free to check it out on Steam and wishlist it today. In the meantime, check this out.
Sunken storms, treasures to find, with courage and fortune in every kind. We'll seek the depths where secrets reside, from dawn's first light to the evening tide. Sunken storms, sunken storms, sunken storms.
Hi, I'm Indigo Doyle, creative lead at Pushing Vertices. We're from Canada and we're creating Roller Girl. Picture it, summer in the mid-2000s. You're a teenager rollerblading around a quiet town looking for an escape. You have your trusty MP3 player that holds the soundtrack of your life and shapes the world around you. Run errands for quirky neighbors, get entangled in small town drama, and discover local mysteries. It's a small town adventure just waiting to happen. One of the key features of Roller Girl is the way music affects the world. In-game, when upbeat music is playing, we emulate that feeling of your favorite song playing, and everything feels electric and lighter and brighter. And in contrast, when downbeat music is playing, the color starts to drain from the world, it starts raining, the world around you really shifts to match whatever you're feeling. The interactable objects will also react to your music, and NPCs will provide different visual cues and dialogue options to offer you an in-depth experience of this layered world. The unique movement style of rollerblading allows you to pick up speed but also explore on a more granular level, by going on people's porches and sneaking into their backyards. I've been rollerblading for as long as I can remember, and I love that feeling of being able to just coast down the street, which is what we're really excited to bring to you through Roller Girl. Seeing the way that people react to our content online has been really inspiring. It is amazing to see people get hyped to see a black character in a cozy game. As a team, we love being a part of a community that makes the world more relaxing and delightful. Roller Girl is still in development, and we'd love to share our journey with you. You can find us across social media at Roller Girl Game, and also join our mailing list for exclusive updates. Thanks.
Hey guys, we're back, and just like Christine said earlier, if you like what you see, make sure you support us and the industry professionals on today's show by donating to Black Voices in Gaming. All of that goes towards lifting up our community and building a foundation that will support generations to come. I'm pretty excited because the next guest is a musical guest, and this is the first time we've ever done this, and they were so awesome. They were nice enough to write a song for our little showcase, and I'm just really happy. I mean, they spent the time to do it, so I'm real emotional. I'm just gonna throw it to Derek right now.
Yeah, you know, I love that we get to put the spotlight on other, I mentioned this before, but put the spotlight on other vectors, other specializations in intersections in the games industry, and games are not without music, and getting to put our spin on that makes it all the more exciting. So I'm really looking forward to our musical guests as well. Christine, you know, how do you feel about, you know, games and music and having our upcoming musical guests?
Yeah, like you were saying, I'm always for collaboration. If you follow anything I've done, I'm always about putting people, especially at different intersections. I love seeing us do so many multifaceted. I am a addicted person to multifaceted people. I love watching them do and show the different facets of who they are, and at showing and showcasing those different intersections. So yes, I'm really excited, and I cannot wait to see how this is going to go.
All right, guys. Well, you heard it here. So sit back, relax, and get ready for our interview with Baghdad. And then after that, check out his music video. Yep, nobody's ever seen it before. You're going to see it here first. It's about to be like a world premiere.
You might call it a world premiere.
World premiere.
Don't get us started again. Okay.
Yeah, stop. All right.
Right. World ourselves out of here.
Right.
Hey y'all, welcome back. So I know I mentioned in the intro that we had some surprises for you, something new that we've never done before. Well, we actually worked with an artist who made an incredible song featuring all types of gaming genres and themes, and he was nice enough to come on and let us interview him about his process. So without further ado, I would love to introduce you guys to the multi-talented Baghdad. Hey, what is up? Thanks for coming on. Thanks for making time, because I know schedules were crazy, but how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for that amazing intro. I've never been introed like that before, so I might have to hire you on the move everywhere I go.
Yeah, no, I'll be your hype man.
Yeah, I'm gonna need one of those. I would definitely need one of those. But no, I'm doing great. I appreciate the opportunity, being able to talk through it and actually connect more with y'all through this interview also. So I'm glad to be here. How are you? How's everybody doing? It's been a lot to get here where we at now.
Yes, yeah.
It has been a lot of back and forth. I think this isn't my first time producing behind the scenes, but it's my first time producing behind the scenes on another showcase. So there's other things that come into play, you know what I mean? But enough about me. We came here to talk about you. And one of my questions was, how long have you been in the music business? How long have you been producing music?
So professionally, I've been producing music, or in the industry, if you will, for about 10 years. It really started off with focusing just on live performances, because it was an era before, it sounds like a cliche now because everybody says it, but before social media, even before iTunes and the digital streaming platforms, where you had CDs, you had mixtapes, you had to go to these events or to these open mics to actually put yourself out there or meet artists and stuff like that. So the first at least 5-6 years, it was really about I built the band, we were touring around the city, and then now is the point where it's okay, we've been in the digital age, but literally just taking the live from that era and integrating into what's missing these days. Is the IRL to the online experience, translating to both, just like what we're doing here right now. So
right,
for professional speaking, about 10 years, but you know, as most musicians say, since I can remember, since a little kid, you know. So yeah.
No, that's what's up. That's what's up. Christine, I'm gonna throw it over to you.
Yeah, so what I want to ask you is, why did you write this song? Why did you want to write this song?
So that song specifically, so to be honest with you, what started the song or the basis of the idea was really the beat, the instrumental. I know y'all some old school gamers, so you recognize the initial sound.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that's the original PlayStation sound, and that's the first console that I played in. Till now, I'm a PlayStation. Like whenever it's Xbox versus PlayStation, I'm team PlayStation. Sorry, like there's nothing on that. But I had the beat. Funny enough, I had that instrumental just sitting around for like at least 5 years. No lie, maybe less, but I've had it for a few years now, and I had a couple of ideas on it. That hook specifically that I used for this song was the beat that I originally was gonna put. Was the hook that I was originally gonna put on that beat. Excuse me. So it kind of it all came together. Like I'm a firm believer in just like sometimes you can have a great idea, but it's more so about the timing, and it just seemed the perfect timing. Like the beat itself, like I said, I had it for years. I had that hook for years. It was actually a part of a song that I used to perform. I didn't even have it on any DSPs or anything. So just taking that and then integrating the gaming idea and just turning up, I feel like it all just, again, it was like perfect timing. So that's really the catalyst of how I even got to just the conclusion of the piece that I made for this specific occasion. But really, essentially, I get creative ideas from anywhere. It could come from a line, from a word, from a situation, from a mood, from a color, from a smell. It's just really taking real life experience and just channeling that through how it made me feel, you know? So, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
now,
me too.
When we talked a little bit in the past, sorry, Christine, I didn't mean to cut you off like that. My bad.
It's okay. It's okay.
So, when we used to, I got permission. From
she was waiting. She was ready.
She
got permission.
What I wanted to talk about is kind of like how you bond with your son when it comes to gaming. You guys are gonna get to listen to the song later, and it is incredible. And his son plays a huge part in it. The first time I heard it, I was like, yo, can you turn him up? Because like I heard him, but I want everybody to experience him. Talk a little bit about that, because I think we as a community don't really talk about like how our children are a big part of play, and a lot of us get into gaming because of our kids, or a lot of us were into gaming and we bring our kids into it. So can you give us a little bit of like insight on your relationship with your son through gaming?
Yeah, for sure. It's funny because like I start to, even just reflecting on that question and just that stance, I started to realize that video games have become, at least for me, a generational connection. Because like I used to, when I was a kid, I used to play with my dad. We used to, again, on the PlayStation 1. The first video game I played, I remember it was my dad and my uncles. They all in a room around the TV. It's a lot of hoopla. I'm thinking they playing cards or dominoes or something, and they playing a video game. It's a fighting game. It's Tekken. I'm like, oh, let me play. Let me get some action. Let me see what that's about. I get on there and like call it beginner's luck, but I won at least 3 rounds in a row. I picked Law. And ever since then, Law was my guy. I'm like, anytime I need like to really, really fight in Tekken, I'm picking Law. But so it started, that being a generational thing. But like with my son, my approach with it, because I have a son and a daughter, and they're both very different. I let them kind of lean into the things that they like, and if they really enjoy it, then I'm gonna push them in that direction, So when it comes to video games, of course, as a kid, especially a 9-year-old kid, 10-year-old kid, it's like video games are amazing, especially now where you have Spider-Man, which is definitely one of our favorite games, where it's like you're literally living Spider-Man. Like we did the Spider-Man. Y'all know about the old Spider-Mans on PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Horrible. So,
this is different.
It's very different. Very, very different.
Like crazy. So like, for like even the mechanics of the games is just so ahead. So how me and him bond, we play 2K. We talk trash. He's into basketball, so we translate what we doing in the game. And I'm like, you see how he ran this play? This is how you play team basketball, so on and so forth. he's also loves doing art. Like since at least 3 years old, just let him draw pictures and all that kind of stuff. So like another thing I'm leaning into with telling him is like, yo, you can develop your own video games, because he's also very creative. There's so many ways where it's like, I feel like the main thing isn't really pushing your child to do X, Y, Z. Of course, we have to do certain things with just discipline and understanding like a certain order to life and how you can accomplish stuff. But really, where they have interest is where I really like to feed them, because from there, it's like just learning you can do what you love to do throughout the rest of your life. It could provide for your living if you really just stick to it and really work on it now. Because we see kids that's 10 years old starting lemonade businesses and getting bought out by Walmart, you know. So that's how we connect. We connect on like definitely a fun level, but I always try to make it a teachable moment with him. So that's just a few of the ways for sure.
No, that's what's up. I mean, like that's why we have Black Voices in Gaming, right? Because we're building a foundation to like inspire those who come after us in future generations. Sure. So that's what's up. All right. Sure. I have another question.
Okay.
Because because you did such an incredible job on this song. Like, have you ever thought about writing music for games?
That's a great question. I love how you segue that, because we're gonna get sponsors from here on out. We're gonna be doing this. Always had like my thing is just really going with the ebbs and flows of just being creative, you know. So like I've always, I used to be in theater. I went to high school for theater. I was a theater kid, a church kid singing in church. Me and my best friends, we used to create our own superheroes and all that kind of stuff. Like, so it always made sense. But I think when it became, and I probably didn't even know what the feeling was, but like being younger and playing like NBA Streets, right? Or NFL Streets or those kind of games, or even not for nothing like Parappa the Rapper, right? Where these are the first games tapping into like what they call urban sounds, or just like, which is really hip hop. Hearing hip hop in some of the like major video games, it was different. It was like, oh, this made me like the game even more. So, nowadays we have like 2K, which is like one of our favorites in my house. We play NBA 2K. They have all types of music. Like, that's the thing now, getting syncs and placements in video games and in movies and television. So, I mean, in the aspect of how we did it, where it's like, hey, I have a concept and I really want to create a song for this song or this moment, that's definitely something that I want to continue to play with in terms of just creative writing and creative music styles. Because one of my things too, as an artist, I felt like for a while I had to figure out how to be all the different voices and thoughts that I naturally have as a human, but still being able to make it palatable for the brand. So being able to stretch out creatively and making music for more than just what my brand is about, that's always welcome. So definitely down for more like creating music for video games. Me and my team, we've got things synced in for like television shows, movies. So like definitely want to keep along that same vein of just putting music everywhere it belongs. It's a frequency. So I'm all about it for sure.
I love that.
That's fire.
I love that. All right, Christine, I'm gonna throw it back to you because I asked the last 2 questions. I'm gonna be fair.
I was waiting. I was hoping. I'm like, hopefully Des doesn't get all the questions. I love what you were talking about in regards to passing it on, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to that, like making it generational gaming and following your pursuits and creating your own way. And I absolutely love that. That's beautiful, beautiful. Thinking of lovely things, when it comes to relaxing, because it sounds like you're trying to do a lot of great, amazing things for your family, for yourself, for your career. But when you want to relax, when you want to chill, when you want to just have Baghdad time, what is the game that you like to relax to? I know 2Ks, you're like, hey, we talk trash, we cultivate basketball movements, but you want to relax. What you playing then?
When I want to relax and play video, I've never even thought about that before. Like, what game do I relax to? I'll be honest with you, it really depends on my mood. I love playing essentially like a comfort game, if we will. Like definitely Spider-Man Like, I feel like Spider-Man is one of the especially the one with Miles Morales now. That's the dopest one. We wait for the next one to drop. Felt like it was a little too short, but you know how it goes. They need to do more DLCs. I could keep going about that, but because remember for the last one they had about 3 different DLCs.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So they probably doing something big for the next Spider-Man game. But I don't know. I kind of. It really depends on the mood, really. Like, I could go for the Spider-Man. I could go for the 2K. I haven't played GTA in a while, and GTA is really, I feel like, one of the best franchise ever. Revolutionized the way we play all the games now. Like, it wouldn't be Spider-Man how it is now if it wasn't a GTA kind of deal. But yeah, it depends on the mood. I don't have like my one game. I just anything that feels like an easy game to play. Fortnite has been a challenge for me lately, but I'm getting there.
You're getting better. You're gonna get there. I believe in you.
I'm terrible at FPS, but I feel like Fortnite is the easiest one for me. No shade, no shade at all. I just feel like
no,
I feel like that's the easiest one because like I can't play like Call of Duty. Like I can't play and like I'm so bad at it because I'm just like I'm gonna pick up the biggest gun that sprays the most bullets. and that's what I do.
Yeah.
All right. So last question. Right? You pick up the biggest
first-person shooters are not my favorite. They're not my favorite. I can play them, but I feel like I have to get super.
Yeah, you gotta be in the zone. Yeah, you gotta focus. I'm not sure.
I think it just takes practice. I think you can get it. I think you can get it. It's what I started my channel on, and I'm hoping to get back into it. I've definitely strayed away, but I want to get back into Black Ops for sure.
All right, Christine,
Listen, if you feel bad,
when you get into it, then I'll start practicing it. Then
okay, I got you. I'm not good. I'm not good, but I get into it. I'm not good, but
I mean, we can be bad together and then get better,
right.
We'll grow as a team.
Yeah.
Yes, we're right here.
I like that.
So before we wrap things up, really quick question: do you have anything coming up that you would like to tell our audience about?
Yeah. So I mean, literally at the moment, well, a few months ago, production company and I, Harlem Renaissance Productions, we actually shot my visual EP, my visual album. We did 7 different music videos in a span of 2 days. And it was, it was run and gun, like different setup for everything. Like we had locations, we had literally a full production setup. So the beautiful part about that was that the project is essentially done. We shot everything, but the production crew was so much into the vision and into the entire project that they did it up front for little to nothing. So right now, what we're actually doing is raising the funds so I can pay the team. We can finish getting the entire album edited, and start out with our rollout and our marketing plan with that. And the project is entitled At The Function. It's on my social media. I think the tag is right here under me, is where it's gonna be somewhere. But right now we're just raising the funds so we can just pay the crew for the hard work that they done, and we can really just put this project out. And it's really just about the project itself is really to put out the brand of what I call Element, which is so much about taking different elements and different sounds and, again, the different experiences and different perspectives and putting them in one room and one project at this point to be able to enjoy that experience. So it's not just somebody rapping or singing, it's literally a lot of synchronicity and teamwork on this project. So that's the big thing we're working on right now. Of course, dropping other music and doing a lot of other production and stuff, but that's my baby right there. So
that's what's up.
Wow. Right. 7 in 2 days. 7 music videos in 2 days.
Yeah. We weren't even expecting to do full-length videos, but again, once the synergy started to take place, it's like, all right, we got to do that shot again. It's like we were doing shots where we went to my childhood house, and I have a couple pictures like posted on my Instagram where I'm hanging out of the window for the shot. During, so we doing like
he said, I'm doing my own stunts.
Right? Literally, just on the 3rd floor, hanging out the window for the shot. Like we really pushed it to the limit with a lot of things there. So, that's That's passion right there. That's passion. That's passion.
No, it is. You're on your no days off, so
Yeah, you know.
Right.
You
You
need some
want-
days off. Get that rest.
I mean, yeah.
Some
Wait,
days. You
I'm
gotta
gonna
take
go
some
eat
days
soon. Yeah.
You better.
But guys, if you want to help support him, please check out his Instagram. All the information is there. You can even listen to clips of the music, which is so dope. I just want to give a huge shout out to Gladys Brown Jewel
Yes,
Music. She is the
yes,
one
shout out
who
to
connected
Gladys.
us.
Yes.
Oh my god, I love her. Hopefully we can get her to make some dope music and things like that as we continue to shine light on all these incredible, talented individuals in the Black gaming community. Baghdad, if people want to find you, where can they find you?
The best place to find me right now is outside. Nah, go on. You can find me. You can find
Catch me outside.
Catch me outside. How about that?
How about that?
You can definitely catch me on right there. Catch me right on my Instagram. DM, add, follow. I'm definitely very personable. This is not an act. I am exactly this way off camera. So definitely reach out if you want to just get more information. I have the link in my bio and all those kind of things. I also produce events, experiential events. My partner and I, we do a lot of styling and wardrobing. We do a lot of these things, but music is definitely the passion. So looking forward to connecting with everybody. And thank you again, Black Voices in Gaming, Tracy, Christine, Des, Derek, the whole crew, Justin, everybody. You know, I love what's going on. So let's keep building.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I know you guys have heard us talk about the video, but you haven't seen the video yet. So,
right.
I mean, we gonna drop it. So I hope you're ready for this.
World premiere.
It's about to come on. World premiere.
World premiere.
Stay tuned. Next up is Baghdad with his amazing video. What's the name of the song, Baghdad? I'm gonna let you drop it.
Hey, it's called Squadron. Black Voices in Gaming. It's a collab featuring Marley. He calls himself Mazillion now, actually. So featuring Mazillion.
All right, check it out, guys. You will not want to miss this.
Yo. I go all in for my squadron. I go all in for my squadron. I go all in for my squadron. Back in the day, they used to say that crime pays. Now I'm in the game, EA Sports finna sign me. Computers be cheating, so I look at the game sideways. And that's Ninja Turtles, Mortal Kombat, GTA. I studied the game like I did it for my GPA. AA, what's the ETA? Gotta run a few plays for the day. My son great, Molly Mall, he gon' talk that talk. Sees pops putting on, so we know we gon' walk that walk. We shining the pressure, put weight on the lever. They say you live once, well advance to the level where bosses attend to. I was born in the city like Gotham. New Year, big city, big problems. Keep cool when you storm on the squadron. Call of Duty when I'm dropping the bombs in. R1, L2, R2, left, down, right, up. Don't ask me about no cheat codes, my face stay showed up. My discipline is my power, they are not like us. We on Fortnite, pick up 6, get light up. I go all in for my squadron. 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 I go 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 all in for my squadron. 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 All in for my squadron.
Yeah, that was so good. I'm so glad that you guys got to check out the music video. He did an incredible job, and having his son come in and do some of the rapping and like just seeing them together playing games was such a vibe. What'd you guys think?
I loved it.
I loved it.
Yeah, same brain. No, like getting to see those intersections are really special, and as a parent, you know, that's very sentimental for me. So I'm glad we got an opportunity to connect with Baghdad and their music.
Yeah, same. Being a mother, it's such a beautiful thing to see, for sure, 100%.
Sweet. You know, because gaming is for all ages. And I think we need to stress that. And the reason why we do what we do is because for all of those young voices out there who might want to get into gaming and they don't think they can because they don't see themselves in these spaces, we're here to say that you belong. You deserve to be seen, heard, and respected. And for everyone who came back to just kind of do a little catch up and tell us what you've been up to, thank you so much. We know everybody has a busy schedule, but we really appreciate you coming through. Now, that's the end of our show, but before we completely wrap things up, we want to give another shout out to our sponsors. We can't do this without you, and we really, really appreciate it. So PlayStation, ID at Xbox, Riot, a huge, huge shout out to our other sponsors who have been helping us from the beginning. We have Raw Fury, Razer, and Wilson Sassini. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate it. We could turn this into a drinking game for how many times I said thank you and appreciate, but last but not least, I want to thank the Mix team. They have continued to break barriers and build a foundation for the indie developers, and it's been an amazing journey to watch. So yeah, shout out to the Mix team and shout out to all the Black Voices in Gaming advisors and everyone over at Black Voices in Gaming who continue to root us on. We love you.
That's right. I want to give thanks to our broadcasting partners, of which include Twitch Gaming, IGN, Steam, GameSpot, and I want to slide in a special thanks for Aurora Broadcast, for whom without this video production that you're seeing, all the fancy lower thirds and transitions would not be occurring. They're the glue to this production that we're seeing being streamed to you live right now, so thank you.
Yo, Tracy!
And if you would like to, which I know you do, okay, because I know you by now, I know you, all right, you would like to keep up and follow Black Voices in Gaming. So make sure you follow on Twitter at BVI Gaming, Black Voices, on IG at Black Voices in Gaming, everywhere else, and check out the games on blackvoicesingaming.org. Also, don't forget to check out merch, BVIG shirts, all of the things. And I want to say a huge thank you to the entire BVIG team for letting me hang out with all of you today. You know, I love the work you continue to do to uplift all of us and the culture. I am like over the moon excited and honored and inspired by what you do. So thank you so much. Just super honored to be in the mix. Pun intended. And I would love to do this again sometime. So, you know, give me a call back, you know, later if you can. Okay, that'd be great. If you'd like to check out more of my work, you can at I am iChristine on all platforms. That's AYCHRISTENE on all platforms, or come through one of my live streams on my gaming channel at iChristine Games on YouTube and at iChristine on Twitch. And I can't wait to see you there. Thanks so much.
That's right. I love that. I think the word of the day for this event has been collaboration. I've heard collaboration flowing in and out of these conversations, and I am a champion for it. I sincerely love getting a chance to speak and celebrate so many wonderful people, so many different talents and skill sets that are coming together to bring an exciting piece of media. These efforts are elevated by excellent co-hosts and all the support that BVIG receives to bring you an exciting showcase. If you want to find out what I'm doing in the now realized low poly VTuber form, you can follow me online at DAERHYK. I've decided to change my name, so it's all fancy now. But I also talk about games education, and video game entrepreneurship, leveraging some of my background as a 3D artist and educator. That's all from me.
Oh, that's all for you. Okay, I guess it's my turn. Yeah, it's been great. I always love co-hosting this showcase. I always get to meet new people, have very important conversations, and we get to share them with you, our audience. And we want to thank you for tuning in. We also want to say thank you. Again, you could make this a drinking game, but don't. To the Game Awards, for their continued support. Like we love the whole thing has been collaboration, and we love that the Game Awards is taking the chance to highlight some of these incredible people. So thank you, Jeff. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm going to email you and send you a basket of ribs and cornbread and all the delicious things that I like, you know. So getting back onto what I was saying, I hope you guys had as much fun as I did vibing with all of our guests and checking out some of our past guests, as well as some new talent that we've introduced to you today. Remember that VBIG is not just a showcase, it's a nonprofit. So if you'd like to help support us and continue to build this foundation for generations to come, please consider donating. No amount is too small. And if you can't donate, share what we do, because we really appreciate it. Representation matters. I can't say that enough. Representation matters, and you are helping us to make sure that we are represented and respected, seen, and heard. As always, it's been a pleasure. My name is Destiny, and you can find me at DMBC32 on Twitter and on Blue Sky. You can also find me over at Dames for Games, or check me out at the Double XP podcast with my family at Level 1 Gaming. Thanks again for joining us. Shot. And happy holidays and happy gaming. We'll see you in February.
Woo!
And that wraps up our Black Voice in Gaming Game Awards Edition showcase. Thank you guys for tuning in, supporting the culture, supporting the devs. Thanks to the devs for showing up. All of our partners, broadcasting partners, and folks who are supporting us in general. You guys already got shouted out. Thank you, Destiny, A. Christine, and of course, Derek, for hosting the showcase. You guys are super awesome. We're doing this for the culture, the love of everybody in the business, to make the business and the world a better place. Again, my name is Justin Woodward, co-founder of The Mix, Media Indie Exchange, Black Voices in Gaming, XP, all that stuff. We will see you really soon. Peace.